the world without you. The world without you. Imagine a world without you. I can't. The world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine a world without you. World without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine a world without you. World without you. I can't imagine a world without you. World without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine a world without you. World without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine a world without you. When I saw you.
Okay, welcome to my channel. This is Jody Shy, and this is my Twitch channel. Got a big show today planned. There's a lot I have I want to share with you today. So let's see. I made some notes here. Let me put the camera on me. So, okay. Welcome everybody. So, this channel is about a behind the scenes look of my journey, my personal journey, to learn how to sing the songs that I write and produce them and promote them and all that jazz. And the format of the show is pretty simple. This is a live working stream, so I'm actually doing real work during the stream. First hour is dedicated to vocal exercises, so I use that hour to share with you what I share with the community, what I'm learning, and what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And the vision for this when I started it, and it hasn't changed, is to give back to the community, right? To become part of the community. So building community for me is really, really important. And so I want this channel, my brand, everything I do, every breath I take, to quote a beautiful song, to be about building community. So with that, this is a behind the scenes look of my journey, how I'm doing it, particularly how I'm doing it through music. So when I started this exercise or this idea 3 years ago, I could not hold a tune. I could not sing in tune, but I knew I could, and I knew I wanted to. And so here I am, making progress, making some big progress. And so today's today's episode is going to be about measuring progress. That's what I want to focus on today. So that's what this channel is about. So I have some announcements. So let's see. Never Be. So if you go back to the VODs, video on demand, or if you you've checked out some of the VODs while they were available, you may have heard Never Be. I worked on it right here. And that song is ready to be distributed June 27. So mark your calendars. This is an awesome song. I love this song. And I really hope you guys love it as much as I do. So I hope you look forward to that. Another song, we just finished final mix on Smooth Move. That's going to drop July 15th. July 15th. So 2 new songs coming up. Smooth Move, we actually worked on that on this channel as well. So if you've had a chance to listen to the VODs, you will have heard this song. The other big news, I joined Bandcamp. So I want to use, since Bandcamp's mission is to build community, build a fan base. I'm gonna shift. I want to shift my energies to that platform in terms of building a fan base, building an audience. I'm really excited about Bandcamp. I discovered DistroKid and I was like, man, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then I discovered Bandcamp and I'm like, oh man, this is the most amazing thing ever. So there you go. I'm learning as we go. Bandcamp is really awesome. I can't wait to learn how to leverage that platform to help build followers of my music. Okay, so another thing that's really cool about Bandcamp is I plan on releasing my singles early on Bandcamp. So before the songs go to the streaming platforms, I'll release a week or 2 in advance on Bandcamp so that fans can get the song early and be a part of this project. Yeah, so that's big news. Another piece of really big news that I want to share with you is I made a new friend. I discovered Julian Jones Loves Music, the podcast, and I've been listening to his podcast, and I have to say his podcasts are really, really good. If you are a content creator, a music lover, and a content creator of any kind of content, doesn't just have to be music, his podcast is for you. It's really, really good, very informative, fun to listen to. I'm really enjoying his podcast. And through listening to his podcast, I discovered that he also has music. He has some albums that he's produced, and so I started listening to his music, and his music is really good. So then another podcast, I learned that he wrote a book, and I'm like, what? This guy's prolific. And so I got his book, and I'm reading his book, and I have to say, I love the book, and I'm really enjoying the book. So I reached out to him, and I told him, how much of a fan I am of the work that he's doing. And so we connected, and I'm hoping, I've got my fingers crossed, that we will do a show on Loves Music. So I'm really excited about this new friendship. Can't say enough good stuff about my new found friend, Julian Jones. Please check out his podcast, Julian Jones Loves Music. It's the last one I listened to literally for at least 20 minutes after the podcast ended. I was still smiling. Like, that's how infectious and how much fun his podcasts are. So yeah. So a big shout out to Julian Jones, and keep your ears open for the Jody Shy podcast. The Jody Shy guest of Julian Jones Loves Music. Got my fingers crossed. Really excited about that. Okay, so today's topic du jour is measuring progress. So it occurred to me while I was thinking about what I wanted to do today. So the song that you were hearing at the beginning before I started was a new song that I'm working on called Without You. And this song for me is kind of near and dear and personal, but it's also universal, I think. I can't imagine the world without you. And, on the one hand, it's a love song, right? You can think of, uh, your loved one. Can't imagine the world without your loved one. But the inspiration for the song came from all of the destruction that I'm seeing around the world. And I'm thinking, massive destruction. Entire cities just completely annihilated. The power that we have at our fingertips is more enormous than we can imagine. Humans have always been the human species, from my understanding of reading history and thinking about and studying us. We can be violent, but the amount of power that we now have in our possession at every level is just mind-boggling and terrifying. And this is not the world I want for us, for me, for my family. So we need to reimagine. We need to challenge ourselves to find our better angels and to let our better angels prevail. And so thinking about measuring progress and thinking about this song, I can't imagine the world without you. Yeah. Sorry, I got a little off track there. Measuring progress is what I want to talk about. But you can see this stuff is personal for me. And I want to write a song that will hopefully be something that we can all sing, right? Doesn't matter where you're from, what your interests are. It's a song that we can all sing. All right, measuring progress. So I was thinking about measuring progress. So when I started this journey 3 years ago, wrote my first song. My first song actually was Never Be. Second song was Stand With You. And I would play the song and my wife would be like, "You are so out of tune, dude. It's awful." So okay, job number one, learn how to sing in tune, right? So if you think about it, I made a little scale. I was kind of imagining what's my measuring stick. So I kind of wrote it down. So the first kind of, 0 on the measuring stick, right, is sing in tune, right? Then kind of the next step up from that on this ruler, if you will, is sing in time, right? So there's rhythm. Your singing has to match up with the rhythm. If you sing out of time, it can work, it can be kind of cool, or it can mess things up, right? So being able to sing in time, hold the note for the correct duration, things like that. These two things are very objective, right? You can measure them. And I have lots of examples of that over the past couple of years where I've demonstrated how I use the DAW to objectively measure my intonation, measure my rhythm. And those are really powerful because we can see it, right? It's really easy to measure those things. The next notch in the scale is tone. So tone can include a lot of things. How does the voice sound? Where does the sound come from, right? You can Your sound can come from the top of your head. Think like opera singers. Your sound can come from your nasal cavity. Think about a lot of pop rock and pop music. Sound can come from your throat. There's a lot of rock singers that use their throat very effectively for creating amazing sounds, right? So where the sound comes from and the shape of your mouth and throat, all these things affect tone. How you connect your vocal cords, right? So tone is kind of the next notch up. Now, tone is a little harder to quantify. Now we're kind of getting into the subjective part of the scale, right? So very left side of the scale, very objective, right? As we move towards the right side of the scale, much, much more subjective. It's a little harder to measure tone. It's amazing to me that people can hear in my voice when they listen to my recordings. They say, my vocal coach, for example, she's like, yeah, you sound really tired. I'm like, what? I was so energetic. Like, that was the best performance I thought I had. And you could hear that I'm actually tired. And it just blew me away that she could hear that. And then when I thought about it, and of course, in the moment, I was a little bit reactive. But then when I thought about it, and I was like, oh, you know what? She's right. That I woke up that morning, didn't have a good night's sleep. And she totally heard that in my voice. And I was like, that's amazing. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about with tone. Where does the voice come from? Okay, very, very important. It's much more subjective, but still, those are measurable things. You can say, all right, the voice came from this part of my, instrument. So you want to think about those things. And then the last notch on the scale, and there may be other things that I haven't thought of yet, so this scale could change over time, but the last notch for me is performance, right? And that's the most subjective one. Performance is, are people hearing the song and connecting with it? Are people hearing the song and being moved by it, right? Now, this is one that I cannot measure just in my bedroom, analyzing my voice on my own. This is where you start to get other people to listen to your music and they go, yeah, that's pretty good. And, the more people you get saying, yeah, that's pretty good, right? The higher up the scale you're getting in this performance category. So that's my scale for measuring progress. And I think, and what's really interesting about this scale too, is that you can measure all of those things at the same time. So this is kind of like a three-dimensional scale, if that makes sense. You can have a great performance and be out of tune, right? Or you could be perfectly in tune and have a terrible performance or a great performance, right? So these are kind of like measurements. You can think of them linearly on the scale, like, okay, I've mastered this, I've mastered that, I've mastered this, I mastered that. Okay, now let's take it up to the next level, right? Let's get intonation even better. Let's get timing even better. Let's get, tone even better. So that's kind of the idea. That's what I was thinking about with measuring performance. Now, I want to think about when I first started. I remember when I sang, I was at a ski house with some friends, and I sang Stand With You. I just had my acoustic guitar, and I sang Stand With You. And it was a passionate performance. I thought it was a really good performance. My friends were so supportive. Yeah, it's great, it's great. But I could see my wife just sitting there kind of cringing. And she wasn't cringing visibly, but in my head, I could see her cringing. And I thought, oh man, am I ever going to get better at this? And so you go from that to, I released my first single, Stand With You, and I think it sounds great. And now, of course, as you all know, with the tools that we have now, you have all this processing, you have all these pitch correction, you have like all these things that we do. And this are kind of standard part of the process. But being able to sing the song live, that's my goal. My goal is to get to the point where I can sing the song live and have a good performance that sounds good, right? That's consistent with what people have heard on the record or, on the released version. That's for me the next level up from where I am. So I feel like, okay, I got good enough to sing the song and record it and produce it and release it. Now let's get good enough to sing it live, right? And to put it out there in a live performance. So in terms of my journey, where I'm at, I've made progress on singing in tune, made progress on singing in time, starting to learn tone. I still have the tone is still a big open box for me. Partially because there's just so many things you can do. It's amazing. So constantly exploring my voice and what I can do with it. And then of course performance, which I'm only now starting to get into with these tools like Bandcamp, and streaming and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's my thoughts on measuring progress and where I think I am on that spectrum. So today, I want to do some vocal exercises and warm up. I'm thinking I might want to work on the new song. I don't know how much of it I can actually sing. I'm still don't have the melody yet for the verses. I've got some I've got some ideas for the melody, but I don't actually know what the melody is just yet. So still working on that. But yeah, I'm thinking. Well, let's jump into the vocal exercises here. Let me get this set up. So we'll come back to this one. Let's see. I can never remember where I put the vocal exercises. That's annoying. Vocal exercises. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to start with my go-to intervals. All right, so my vocal coach gave me some very explicit instructions, and I hope I have my straws. Come on, what did I do with them? I don't have my straws. Oh no. Well, that's really too bad. I completely forgot about the straws. So I won't be able to do the exercise. So the well, let me describe what she gave to me as homework, and then unfortunately I won't be able to do them, but we'll just have to work with what we got. So instead of like usually so singing softly, very important. Managing breath and breath control, and I have a tendency to push too much breath, push too much air. So to help me learn how to restrict pushing too much air, she has me those little straws that you use for stirring your coffee. So she has me use 2 of those, so very small amount of airflow, and you hum pushing the air through those 2 little straws. And you can really feel that the air kind of backs up against your vocal cords, and you're singing through the straws. And the idea is to keep just enough pressure to keep the air moving, but not so much pressure that the straws want to fly out of your mouth, right? So, and that's my exercise that she wants me to do, is to really focus on consistency of airflow. All right, getting a nice airflow, consistent, and then being able to move the melody through that airflow, regardless of how low or how high the note is. So that consistency of airflow, regardless of where your voice is moving, is what we're after. So this exercise, the intervals, is a good exercise because we can actually measure visibly the airflow, the amount of air that we're pushing. So you notice these transients that pop up here. That's because a lot of air escapes during that note. Now this, for me, typically happens after I take a breath. So almost any transient. So here's a transient, right? If we zoom in on this transient, yeah, you can see I took a breath. right? So when there's no air, when there's nothing there, it looks like I took a breath. Now, when you zoom in, right, you can kind of see that detail, but that transient is just a certain amount of air escaping, okay? That creates that transient. So here's a big one right over here. So we zoom in. Now that one's interesting, right? So I didn't take a breath before that one, but I still got a transient here. So maybe there I was just, coming down the scale and I was pushing more air to try to hit that note. That's what we're trying to avoid, right? You should be able to hit the note without more air. Okay, so this is the idea for the exercise, is to really think about controlling, managing, holding the air as carefully as we can. So I'm going to do these interval exercises, and I'm going to really focus on trying to reduce the number of transients. And so that's going to be my focus for this. All right, so let's go ahead and get set up for recording here. And so I had this set up really fast. Let's do the opposite. Let's go really slow. So it was 200. Now we'll do like 100. Okay. And let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to sit. Got my feet placed in a nice ergonomic way. Diaphragmatic breathing, thinking about soft and controlling the air through the entire movement, okay? See, I think we're set up. Okay, we got audio coming out from the DAW. I'm set up for recording. I think we're good to go. Okay, so some observations here with this exercise. A couple of things. So first one is, so I've been making some observations about what's causing the volume increases, like really trying to pay attention to why does the volume, like particularly, yeah, like why is this volume here lower than this volume over here, right? And like the beginning of the scale here, right, looks like that's a fairly reasonable volume compared to other things. But then over here, it's softer, right? The beginning of the scale, it's not quite the same. And although beginning of the scale, they all kind of seem to start in the same place, right? But then look at this one. This one started much louder. Why is that? Like why? And then the other observation that I've made is as I go higher, the volume seems to get softer, right? So here is the high pitch in this moment, and here the volume is going down. And but then I have moments, and I think I can find an example where the volume is going up, right? So started the volume here, we're going up the scale, we're going down, but then it got a little louder, and then we're getting in these higher notes, and the volume is starting to trend up, and then it trends down as I start coming down the scale. Like, so it's not the pitch. I guess that's the observation I'm trying to make, right? I originally thought it was the higher the pitch, the softer the volume, but I don't think that's the case because we can see evidence here of pitch going up and volume going up, right? And so I purposefully was trying to keep the volume the same for all the pitches, and it was hard. Like it was really hard. Now there was another observation I made about doing that exercise, which was when I was in the lower notes, the sound sounded like it was resonating in my earlobes. And when I got to the higher notes, it sounded like the sound was resonating or coming from my nasal cavity. So higher notes were coming higher up in my nasal cavity, lower notes were coming down lower in my, sounded like it was in my ears. And I could hear the movement of the sound between those two spaces in my head. That's what I was observing during this exercise. So, what that observation tells me is what I want to try to figure out how to do, and I think I might have done it a couple of times. I don't remember where now. To keep the position of the sound, right, in the same spot, regardless of where I am in the range. Now, certain ranges won't be able to go to that same location. So what you have to do is know, okay, I'm going to hit this note. That note is up here. So then the low note needs to start in that place so that when I get up to that note, I'm in the same space as opposed to starting the note in this other space here and moving and then ending up in this other space. Like that's the level of control that I'm trying to understand and figure out how to do. Now, in performance, I may not need to do that, right? This isn't about perfect singing means you always sing in this space. No, it's about understanding the instrument, being able to play the instrument. You know, I'm thinking of a saxophone player. Like there's so many amazing, crazy sounds you can make with a saxophone. But you don't want those crazy sounds happening every single time randomly, right? You need to control when those really cool, crazy sounds come out. And that's what we're talking about here. Understanding the instrument, knowing where these crazy sounds are, what's causing them, and then how to use them. And this amount of detail, this amount of study, this amount of understanding only comes from just, doing it. So that's what this is about. Now this, overall, the curve, there's a lot of transients. There's more transients than the previous one. So whatever I did didn't control the transients, but the overall volume of everything is more consistent. So Yeah. So that's kind of interesting to me. My whatever I did, I was managing the overall volume of everything. Still got big transients and bigger transients than before and more of them. That's okay. I'm not terribly worried about that because I was experimenting with just trying to control my voice. And I think I learned something new about the volume being associated with high notes. Yeah. Okay. So let's uh, let's listen back to this. I won't necessarily. Well, yeah. Let's listen back to this. I'm going to listen. While I'm listening, I'm also going to do some bubble drills. So straw phonation. There's a technical term for this. I forget what it's called. But this exercise is really good. I like it. So um, I'm gonna do this while we listen. Uh, so that's interesting. I am grossly out of tune. Like that's awful. I don't know what. No, I don't know what the hell I'm doing there. That is awful. Um, mm, mm, really? Why is every? I don't remember it being that out of tune. Okay, it seems to be getting a little better, but yeah, those first through few notes are awful. Wow. Okay, I didn't realize that I had that from the live performance, but listening back. So again, this is another part of my process that I think is really important. Record everything, listen to everything. Um, when I say listen to everything, what I mean by that is always listen back because there's something to learn and specifically listen back for the purpose of learning. Like I didn't realize I was so badly out of tune during that live performance. Now, of course, I wasn't focusing on it. I was focusing on volume and controlling my how much air pressure was coming up. But still, the fact that I was that out of tune, wow, very frustrating. Um, okay, so let's pick it up maybe from here. Okay, so um, yeah, interesting. So let's move on to the next exercise. So let's save this. We'll review it next week. Next exercise, I like to do. Let's see, there can not be in the. Jump down here. Let's see, that's what I call the Tarzan yodel, the 1-5-1-5-1-5. So what I like about this exercise. Oh, look, and I've got it really fast. Maybe we'll keep it really fast. We'll slow it down just a little bit from last time. So what I like about this exercise and what's important about this exercise for me is I call this the agility exercise. So getting the vocal cords to move a fifth, an interval, fifth going up, and that same interval coming down is a fourth. I don't know how the math works, but that's my understanding. But being able to move that interval quickly is really useful for. So I have this bad habit of sliding up to my notes and then at the end of the note sliding down. So with this exercise, I really try to emphasize getting on the note immediately, staying on the note to the end, and not trailing down to go to the next note, or just trailing down at the end of a phrase. So staying on the note. And then, so it's all about, being able to move your vocal cords between the two notes as quickly as possible with no artifacts or with no real impact on, the note that you're singing. That's the idea. So I like this exercise for that purpose, and speeding it up, right? The faster you can do it, the better. So this is kind of a go-to exercise for improving agility, and also thinking about singing in tune and in time, right? So those first two things are very objective, right? We can zoom in here and we can actually see, like here I started early, right? Almost 16th of a note early. Okay, now I'm not singing 16th notes, but I'm singing 8th notes. But if we had 16th notes, then this would be out of time, right? So thinking about starting the note on time and then ending the note on time. And we can see that I didn't quite do that here. I went a little long. It looks like the note transitioned here, right? So this is what I love about the DAW and studying empirically what our voice is doing and objectively, right? So you can listen to it. Some people can hear these differences. I don't necessarily hear those subtle differences. But I can measure myself over time and gain the confidence that I'm doing it correctly by studying it and analyzing it. That's kind of my approach. Okay, now also thinking about the transients and the volume. So last week, right, this was from last week. Overall, the overall volume is fairly consistent, right? Lots of transients, that's fine. There's lots of breaths in here, right? So there's lots of spaces where we're going to catch our breath. But even here, like getting those notes started without too much, air leaking out. So here was a breath and then a fairly good controlled thing, but I was late, right? My note started there and I started at a whole 8th note late. Yeah, so, all right. So that's what we're talking about here for this exercise. Let me just remind myself, what did I say? Okay, we did ums. Let's stick with the And the reason why I'm doing these closed sounds is because I want to control the air, and it's easier to control the air with your mouth closed. And until I get good at this, I would just want to stick with it. It's also easier to sing softly, right? I really want to sing as softly as possible. And the reason for that is because I want to be able to feel and hear, where is my sound coming from, right? I want to learn that aspect of my my instrument. Like where is the sound actually resonating and coming from in my instrument? Yeah, so that's why it, for me, is really good, because it allows me to just not worry about too many things, and I can just kind of hone in on thinking about those things. Where is the sound coming from, and how loud is it, and that kind of stuff. And it's easier to control the air. All right, so we slowed it down a little bit. Let's go ahead and record this. Okay, so this exercise, from a timing perspective, let's. So this exercise from a timing perspective was actually really hard, and I found myself just focusing on that one thing, just focusing on the timing, and I, for the life of me, felt like I could not do this in time. Like I was always late, maybe sometimes early, but mostly late. So that's really frustrating. And so I remember when I was younger studying guitar, and I had a metronome, and I knew, playing to the metronome was really valuable, but I always put it on super fast. Right? And I would just like try to blaze through the scales as fast as I could. And I never got good at playing fast. And through the years, I've observed, some of the players that I admire, and they were just so like their hands looked like butter on the fretboard, like they hardly moved. And of course they are moving, but just there's a calmness, and they're just playing so fast, and I'm like, how the heaven are they doing that? And I'm always like pressing really hard and like going as fast as I could, and it was just tension. Bottom line, tension, tension, tension. Tension is bad in music, unless it's good, but usually it's bad. So, so I think that I want to apply that learning to this. So rather than trying to go faster and pushing myself to go faster, what I want to do is go slower. All right, let's try to get a slower tempo, Let's find a tempo that we can actually sing in time relatively easily so that I don't have to focus on that, right? Because like that one was so fast, all I did was focus on singing in time, and it was hard. And I we just randomly jump in. Let's pick a random note here. Look at that. I picked a note that was right on time. Cool. All right. That note, we can call that on time. Maybe just a smidge early, but that's, 32nd. That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. It was mostly these longer notes that I was having a hard time hitting. Okay, here's one where I started on time, but then ended early. That's the other problem, right? You want to hold the note for the right duration. So start it on time and end it on time. And this idea of starting on time and ending on time, again, this is not about performance, right? Remember the measuring progress. We're not talking about, it's not, in order it has to be right. No, it's not about being right on time. In terms of our scale, right? I'm studying being on time. But in performance, maybe being out of time is good. Maybe that's what makes the performance special. So I'm not saying this is how you have to sing. What I'm saying is we're practicing this so it's a skill, a tool in our toolbox, so that when it comes time to do a performance, we're not having to worry about this kind of stuff because we just have confidence and we know we can do it. All right, just want to make sure we're clear on that. So right now I'm studying this. I want to focus on volume, right? And my brain is totally focused on timing. Why? Because it was so fast. And so I want to slow it down to a tempo where my brain doesn't have to worry about timing. It can just do the timing, and then we can focus on volume. And by the way, not thinking about volume is pretty good. Like the overall volume of this, right? Just forget the timing issue for a second. Overall volume, I think, is pretty good. Like you can see a pretty consistent line through the volume here. I get a little louder on the higher notes, which is also interesting to me, right? Because remember this theory about the higher notes were having lower volume. Here's a case where the higher notes are consistently louder overall than the lower notes. Okay, so again, my concept of higher notes being lower volume is being challenged, right? I need to think about that. All right, so that is it's 11 o'clock, so we're at the top of the hour here. So this is a good segue. Let's take a look at this new song. Now, I'm not sure how much of this new song I can actually sing. I've got some lyrics, but I'm not confident about them yet. And I don't really I have, a rough kind of melody, but I haven't really thought about the melody. So maybe what I end up doing here is we'll just focus on the chorus and some of the, basically we'll focus on the chorus, I'm thinking. Oops, sorry. Bumped the microphone by accident there. Yeah, so, So, let's see. I haven't practiced this song. This is literally a raw, I think for recording, we're going to have to bump him down. Yeah, okay, 3.8 milliseconds is an okay delay there. And yeah, so these are some lyrics that I have, but I'm not, I like them, but I'm still not sure. I'm just not sure yet. I'm still thinking about it. I also have a bridge idea that's not here yet. But I really like the chorus, and I like the idea of the chorus. So yeah, so maybe we just work on the chorus. So that would be like this section here.
I can't imagine a world without you. World without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
So we just focus on that section. So let me grab my guitar. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna set up for recording. So give me 1 second here. Sorry, not recording. I'm gonna set up. I need to get my guitar. Is what I'm trying to say. All right, back here. So, yeah, we're in tune. Good. So the melody here is I can't. So it's a half step. I can't imagine. And so I can't imagine. Right? The world without you. Kind of a little bluesy riff there. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. This is kind of walking up the scale. So this is, I want to say this might be the key of D. So that's the third, so that would be the third of the D chord. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Okay, so go back to the third. The world without you. I can't. It's kind of like a suspended chord. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the. Oh, so there I'm wanting to go to the root. The world without you. The world without you. So what I'm doing now is still a little bit of the vocal warm-up, just trying to get my voice into this phrase, into these notes. So that would be the 7, 6, 6. Where's the oh, that's the second. So it'd be a 9. That's with a 9 chord. So a 9 chord or a 6 chord? I don't know. Okay, yeah, so that was 8, 8, 9. No, no. Sorry. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. The world without you. Could be a harmony, maybe. The world without you. 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 I can't imagine the world without you. So these pickup notes, I'm kind of torn. So the second to the fifth. I can't imagine. Third to the fifth. Imagine the third again. 9, 5, 6, 5, 3. 6, 5, 3. 9, 6, 5, 3. Let's try a different scale. Just kind of warming up here. That's interesting. I don't know my scales. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without So maybe that's the key. Maybe that's the key. Interesting. Let's see, let's try a little different. Let's see, if we went up, let's go down. I can't imagine this without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. That's interesting. So I just noticed in my Twitch dashboard, it says I'm live, but it's unstable. Gonna have to research what that means. Let me make a note of that. I had a friend who was listening into the live stream and they said it kept dropping out on them. And maybe it's because I'm unstable. So live stream unstable. Yeah, I gotta check that out. Okay, so I'm just kind of just warming up on singing. So I think I've got got those notes kind of in. I don't know how well I can hit them, but let's give it a go. So let's see what we can do here. Let's record on this channel. See what's happening on him. All right, so see, and turn off the duplicate mic here. So now our microphone is going through the DAW. So in order to record without latency, I had to turn on the low latency monitoring mode, which disables some of the plugins, which is just fine. We want to be able to hear ourselves without all the reverb and effects and whatnot. I can't imagine without you. Let's see what that was. I can't imagine without you. Oh, no, that's interesting. World without you. So, yeah, so we have I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. So kind of just staying in that same register. World without you, I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. See what's happens. I can't imagine the world without you. Oh, interesting. Okay. without you. Okay. So I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Okay. I can't imagine the world without you. Without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that I kind of mixed it up like that. So I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Yeah, kind of mixing it up. I like that. Cool. All right. I think I've got the melody down. Let's give it a try. Let's see if I can do it. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Okay. The world without you. That little riff is hard for me. That 9 6 9 6 5 3 9 6 5 3. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Okay. It wasn't. So what's interesting about this from a vocal perspective, at least for what I want to hear, is this doesn't need to be amazing vocals. Like I don't feel like I have to it's got to be good, obviously, but I want this to be a sing along song, right? So approachable. And so the harmony for this would be just keeping the same kind of melody underneath. For like you could just sing the same melody for every part and it would still work, right? And then the little riff, wow, 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 could be for people who have that vocal agility. But I feel like sing along is what I'm after here. Let's try it again. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Okay, see, I forgot the riff. Right? Doing that riff there is, it's gotta be that little riff there. Let's do it again. I can't imagine the world without you. And I mess it up. Because now I'm thinking, notice that my recording is starting right on the beat and I'm chopping off the beginning of the note, and that kind of threw me off. I don't want to do that. So let's start this a beat before we sing so that we can come in a little early and we don't get that like slamming of the note. In the end, we actually have a little room here, so I don't have to worry about getting that just right on. We can leave it right on the end there. All right, let's try this again. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. and I'm all over the place. That's terrible. I just practiced the melody. What is wrong with me? Record everything, listen to everything. Let's listen back and see what happened. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Yeah, other than the intonation issues, right? For the obvious intonation issues, you see how the melody can work, right? So you can sing the riff or just sing the normal melody, and they both work. And so we'll probably end up doing that. I'm imagining the chorus. I'm hoping that I'll get a bunch of singers to join me. And so this chorus will be big with lots of voices, kind of filling in this, giving us that like sing along song kind of feeling. Yeah. Okay. So I'm the third. I'm not coming back to that third very well. Let me try singing it with playing the melody on the guitar. Sometimes having the melody in my fingers helps me to sing it. We'll see if that makes a difference. Don't bump the microphone. No. That one beat right there threw me off. I was going to do another round, but then I kind of messed it up. Well, let's listen. I can't imagine the world without you. Without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Okay. Let's try that again. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Okay, I like that. That's curious just to see how it sounds with the processing. Let's add the effects. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Okay, so world without you. I can't. I didn't get that half step. Like it was like I can't. No, right? It's got to go up. So, why did I miss that? Let's listen to this again without the effects. I can't imagine the
without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
That's interesting. So I hear it differently with the reverb. There's no pitch. Oh, there is pitch correction. Aha. Okay, let's turn that off. Maybe that's what threw me off. The pitch correction, probably I was singing just enough off that it was like, oh, I think you want this note. No, I don't want that note. That's why I was hearing. So pitch correction, what I'm doing here, because I'm just learning how to sing this song, I just have it set up on a chromatic scale. So it just picks the nearest note that I sing within 6 cents. 6. So if I'm, too close to the wrong note, it's just going to say, oh, you meant this note. And it's like, no, I didn't mean that note. So milestone here. The fact that I heard that, this is so big for me. When I started this 3 years ago, I was not hearing pitch issues. Yeah, I was singing out of tune and I thought it sounded great. And my wife's like, dude, that is awful. I'm like, what do you mean it's awful? Can't you imagine? It sounds so good. And she's like, no, you're singing out of tune. Really? And honestly, I didn't hear it. Like, I couldn't hear the out of tuneness that it was. And then, then I play it for a friend, and now, it's a different listening experience when you're listening with somebody else. And then all of a sudden it's like, that's not really sounding that good. I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, geez. And then they're like, yeah, you're a little flat sometimes. And that was a polite way of saying, you're singing out of tune, dude. So the fact that I couldn't hear it when I started, and now you notice I picked it up. I was like, yeah, that note was flat. And I was able to figure out why. That's cool. For me, that's huge. That's a major, major talk. Hey, today was about measuring progress. Here is de facto measure of progress. My ability to hear intonation is improving. Oh, huge, huge. I'm so excited. Yes. All right. I liked the performance. Let's listen to that performance with the processing, but without the pitch correction.
I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
Okay. So, good performance. I liked the performance. That 9. I'm assuming it's a 9. I say 9 like I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what scale it is, but the scale that I'm using and the root that I'm using, it's the 9. So whatever scale I'm on. And I couldn't tell you which scale I'm on because I actually don't know. But the 9, what I'm calling the 9. So this is a 9 chord, and that top note is, there's my 1, 8, 9, 8, 7. Oh, so I was saying 9, 6. It's actually 9, 7. 9, 7, 5, 3. 9, 7, 5, 3. Oh, that's interesting. So there's another singing thing to think about, which is blending. Blending. So, blending. So I'm singing this note. And sometimes it sounds like it fits, and sometimes it sounds like it doesn't fit. And fit meaning like it's in tune, but it's more than just in tune. Like the note that I'm humming is pretty close to in tune, but it doesn't fit. So, so getting that blending is really important. So that's probably another thing we need to add to our scale. So tone, and then so singing in tune. We're going to add blending as one of the characteristics of singing in tune, because there's technically in tune, and then there's blending, and I bet blending goes with tone. Yeah, so I bet intonation and tone come together around this concept of blending. I have to, what feels to me when I'm singing this note, I have to kind of be forward on it. Okay. Yeah, that's a very precise spot in my vocal cord for that note. And it can't deviate. Like it can't be a little here or a little there. It's going to be like right on the right spot. Otherwise, it won't blend. Whew, that's hard. Okay. All right. Well, this was good. This is why I'm doing this work, right? Because I'm learning how to sing my songs, and it's not easy. Let's see if we can track it again here. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Did you hear that? Ooh, that slide up. Classic. Not what I want to do. But I did it. Let's listen. Let's see what happened, how it sounds. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Yeah, I don't want that slide at the end. Maybe as part of a performance thing later on. But right now, I want to focus on intonation and timing, and tone and blending, like all of the things that are more measurable. I'm not interested in performance right now. Performance is important, but that's not what I'm focused on. But I do like the performance. So I'm going to turn the effects on. Let's listen to it with the reverb. I love the reverb. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Yeah. So world without you. That riff I'm not hitting that note quite right. It might it might be in tune, but it just doesn't have the right effect. I really like the performance that I had before. So if we just I like I like the performance that I had before. So let's listen to this performance here. So I just turned on this track and world without you. Yeah, so see how I'm hitting that note completely differently? World, 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 world. It's just the shape of my instrument, the shape of my face, my mouth, and where I'm placing the resonation inside the instrument. World without you, world without you. Listen to that again. I can't imagine world without you, world without you. I can't imagine world without you, a world without you, world without you, world without you, world without you. Yeah, it's like I'm putting very little pressure, very little air, trying to keep this sound in the same place. Now the sound is deeper in my throat in this performance, which I want to get it out of the throat and more out, more open, more forward. So that's gonna take some work, but sonically I like it, and so now let's listen to this other performance because I was using both of those. So let's just see what this one is doing. I can't imagine a world without you, world without you. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. Yeah, okay. So here the vocal's a little more forward, and I did a different melody for the second riff, um, which is kind of what I was saying is that riff works over just singing the melody, kind of the normal melody, which is really cool, and it gives it a really nice chorusy effect and sound. So we listen to these two together. I can't imagine a world without you, world without you. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. I can't imagine a world without you, world without you. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. Yeah, so the blending of those two performances is really nice. There's something that's kind of cool. So and I can't wait to get other voices on this in singing harmonies and kind of slightly different performances. I think it's going to sound really good. All right, let's go back to our performance here. Let's try another take. I want to see if I can do the. Well, where's my note? World without you. World without you. World without you. So my vocal coach wants me to focus on keeping the same air pressure, the same resonation space for the whole riff, right? For the melody. That so whatever note I start on, that's whatever that space is. That's the space you use for the whole phrase. The world without you, 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 the world, the world without you, the world without you, the world without you. What's interesting about this is it takes so little movement, so little air, so little. It's like small, refined movements here that we're talking about. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. Okay, so it definitely had some intonation issues there. Let's listen and see what happened. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. Okay, on playback that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And I feel like the riff, the starting note and the ending note are closer together. They're closer to the same space. Let's listen to this performance with the effects. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. World. So what's really cool about reverb is it picks up a frequency and resonates it. And like it can pick up the wrong frequency and resonate the wrong frequency, or it can pick up the right frequency and resonate the right frequency. So yeah, reverb is kind of a tricky effect. You got to really pay attention to what frequencies are resonating in the chamber, in the reverb chamber. So the performance without the reverb sounded good to me. The performance with the reverb, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's out of tune, right? And it very well could be that it was a perfectly good intonation. It's just the reverb found a frequency that, you know, an overtone that is not in the scale, and it like highlighted that one. And so you got this note that's part of the harmonic structure of my voice, but not the note that's part of the song. And so reverb's going, oh, let's play this note. And it's like, no, don't do that. So yeah, so one of the things about my voice is I have a lot of overtones. And so when you're mixing a voice that has a lot of overtones, you have to be careful about which ones are popping up through various mechanisms, either through EQ or through reverb, or, you know, whatever effects you're using to you know, manage the voice. Okay, let's try this. Let's try it again. I can't imagine the world without you, the world without you. I can't imagine the world without
without you.
Okay, now I sang it wrong, right? But I thought it was a good performance, so let's give it a listen and see what it sounds like.
I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
I kind of like that performance, although I'm obviously going to want to fix the order of the riff. But let's listen to it with effects and see what happens.
I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
Yeah, that sounded good. I like that. Now let's blend that one with these other ones. So I'm just gonna like pan these guys a little bit wide. So like 21 and 21, and we'll keep him in the center. And now let's see how this all blends together, and we'll go ahead and put the effects.
I can't imagine a world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
Yeah. I think this is gonna sound so great. I can't wait to get more voices involved. Okay, let's see if we can sing it in the right order.
I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
Okay, that time I sang it completely different than all the other times. I'm also further away from the microphone, so notice our signal's getting smaller. You know, fairly, I don't know if I want to say significantly smaller, but definitely smaller. And then I also just completely sang it differently. I don't know why. Let's listen and see what we learn.
I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
So so I changed the where I'm resonating that top note. Well, like kind of throwing it out there through my nasal area. World, 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 world without you. Let's see how it sounds with the effects.
I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
Yeah, it's kind of different. But I'm wondering if it like punches through when we start adding other voices. So just gonna experiment here. We'll do it with the effects. Just curious to see how that pops out through the other voices.
I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
really like that, right? So that world popping that little note, world without you, just with the harmonies, right, with the other voices, it just kind of gives it a little bit of like a little surprise, like, well, I think that's going to be really cool. So take 17 is kind of a interesting. Let's add a track note here. So the riff top note throw. So I'm throwing it through nasal, and I kind of like that. I think I want to try to remember that little trick, because I think it'll add to the performance. Okay, so let's see. Got 6 minutes left. Let's do another take. Let's just keep working on. So one of the techniques that I've learned that have been really helpful in helping me improve is just keep recording over and over and over again. Keep recording over and over and over again. The goal for me with recording over and over and over again is to get to the point where I can just sing it the same way every time. Like if every performance sounds exactly the same as the previous one, then I know I got it, right? So that's kind of the idea. Like here, I just did this performance. It was completely different than all the other performances. And I'm like, okay, so I still haven't quite got it, but I learned something from that performance, right? So made a note of it, gonna try to remember that little idea, but now just keep singing it over and over again. So just try, it's muscle memory, it's experimentation, like there's a lot going on, but the fact that I'm doing over and over, building up the 10,000 hours on the song to get it so it's perfect. And that's what this is all about. All right, let's do it again.
I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
Okay, so I forgot that I had the harmony, had those other voices there, and I got a little kind of confused. So I didn't sing it, the riff on the first one, but on the second one I did. So I'm curious to see how it sounded.
I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you.
Yeah, so those two riffs don't really work over each other. So maybe this riff isn't quite as. So the ends on the third, and the world without you ends on the fifth. So you're singing the 3 and the 5. So technically that's a chord. So 1, 3, 5. World without you. World without the world without you. Oh, I was wondering where the major sound was coming from. It was because I wasn't playing the root at the bottom. It's like, why is there a major sound? It's a beautiful sound, major sound, but I really wanted the dominant sound, right? So, so the 5 and the 3 are what the riff ends with. So the riff ends on the 3, so 9, 7, 5, 3, and then the other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway. Okay, so let's go out with listening to the song, and we'll leave that one little section in there that we've been working on. Okay. Thank you all very much for dropping in on this channel. I appreciate it. Hopefully you find some information here, helpful, useful, or you have fun just watching me figure out how to sing my songs. All right. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
I can't imagine a world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine the world without you. The world without you. Imagine a world without you. I can't. The world without you. The world without you. I can't imagine a world without you. World without you. I can't imagine the world without you.